made a point in the letter of saying that you don't know how long these interest rates will last. Right. You and Charlie never try and figure these things out. But we did have St. Louis Fed President Jim Bullard on the program last week, and he said that he expects to see these low interest rates for a long time to come. That does raise a lot of questions, if that happens, about what this means for the stock market, what that means for banks, what that means for insurance companies, which you touched on in the letter, too.
It's bad for insurance companies, but it's good for stocks.
Bad for insurance companies, and what happens to the insurance companies as a result? Are they getting more?
Well, it depends.
Some insurance companies kind of pushing out risk.
The ones that really get hurt on it are either life or annuity companies that have promised returns. The property casualty business doesn't promise returns. It still holds money, so it hurts them. But if you promise somebody an annuity that's going to pay them 3 or 4%, and now you find that you're reinvesting your money at 1% or something, you know, you're going to disappear.
Are insurance companies being forced to make riskier and riskier bets?
Well, they shouldn't be. I mean, the answer, if you need to get 3% and you're only getting 1%, the answer is to quit giving 3%. It's not to try and get the 1 up to 3 and do more dangerous things. You should always adapt your consumption to your income. You shouldn't try and adjust your income to your consumption. That's a basic principle for individuals, businesses, and everything else. And reaching for yield is really stupid, but it's very human. I mean, and I understand it. And people say, well, I saved all this money all my life, and now I can only get 1% out. What do I do? The answer is you learn to live on 1%, unfortunately. And you don't go and listen to some salesman come along and tell you, I've got some magic way to get you 5%.
Do you think, though, that's what should be happening? Do you think that there is more risk taking place in the insurance market as a result?
And you see that in what they call leveraged loans and weaker covenants. And no, people are reaching for yield. There's no question about that, and that's stupid, and it has consequences over time. But it's very human.
Consequences that could have a big market impact.
Depends how far it goes. Yeah. It's something that the things that get built in slowly, people going crazy in tech companies in the late 1990s, it can take a lot longer than you think. But eventually you get to midnight and everything turns to pumpkins and mice.